Hello everybody, hope you're all doing fantastically well. It's Connor here. Apologies for my absence. Once again, it just seems like at the minute it is just mental in my life. So I can only apologise for being late with everything. I can only apologise for been a bit off it over these last 4 days. We are going to be upping the content, obviously, but apologies for you guys who rely on me to give you a bit of content and stuff like that. Listen, it's been a nuts weekend, and listen, we're not going to get into the personal life too much, but you know, sometimes your world gets absolutely rocked, and I want you guys to always remember that your value and your self-worth should be massive and should be at the top level. Always have a bit of confidence in yourself and self-esteem, you know, and don't let other people dictate that too much. That's my advice to a lot of younger people watching as well, because there's a lot of people who message me and say, Connor, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. I've felt all those emotions in the last couple of days, and I know a lot of you guys aren't here to see that and hear this, but I just want you guys to know that, you know, always have that feeling that you're worth it, you know what I mean? And I think that's an important message. I shouldn't come on here and say that, but I think it's important, you know, especially in these trying times where, you know, things are amplified a little bit. But anyway, let's get into your Leeds United news as I just bash this fan on because it is boiling hot. Andoni. When I said Andoni to you guys earlier on, you'd probably thought Real Vallecano, Connor. You'd have thought, Connor, is this a Leeds United move? Well, several reports were linking him with Leeds United this morning. And in very Leeds United fashion, especially when you're thinking to yourself, do you know what, we need an appointment this week. There's going to be an appointment this week. He then goes to Bournemouth, and Bournemouth sack Gary O'Neill at 12 o'clock, and then in 3 hours they appoint Andoni. Obviously that is Andoni that was linked to Leeds United from Rayo Vallecano. Earlier on in the season was supposed to be the successor to Jesse Marsch. We couldn't get that one over the line, and Bournemouth have done it in about 4 hours. So that is Leeds United in a nutshell, basically. But yeah, looks like he's gone there. There was loads of links this morning expecting him to make a move to England. I saw loads of reports saying he's coming to England, and then out of absolutely nowhere, Randy Orton settings, he flies on the whim to Bournemouth. So there you go. He's the new Bournemouth manager. Gary O'Neill is available. Lots of Leeds fans will be saying, Connor, what about Gary O'Neill? To me, absolutely not. He's got no proven pedigree. He's not really, in my opinion, a chomping at the bit, up-and-coming coach. I think he was lucky with that Bournemouth side. I think that over years and years of this Bournemouth side being relegated and promoted, and gaining those parachute payments, i.e. hence why Scott Parker did so well at them and so well at Fulham, and he needs a massive, full, depth-ridden squad of quality, is because of the team that Bournemouth assembled and what they did off the pitch. I thought their recruitment and their recruitment of the past 3 or 4 years has been very, very good, to be quite honest with you. So overall, I think Andoni's going to do okay. You know, they're probably going to play a 4-3-3, or even if they revert to a 4-2-3-1, they've got a lot of dynamic, explosive players, which is what Andoni's all about. So I think he'll be a good fit there, and it feels like a very De Zerbi sort of profile, which is painful, but it would have been some task for Leeds United to be able to get him, and this is why being in the Premier League is the golden nugget, because you can still attract managers like that. And I firmly believe if Leeds would have been in the manager hunt right now, as we are in the Premier League, he would be the Leeds United manager. But it's all about where you are. It's all about profiles. And you look at Celtic with Brendan Rodgers. If we'd have been in the Premier League, would Brendan Rodgers have come to Leeds United? I fully believe he'd have considered it a lot more. I know this is really obvious, but Andoni was probably signed, sealed and delivered. There was loads of chat about him in January being well up for it, but Leeds just couldn't get him out of that contract. And yeah, is what it is. He's got to Bournemouth. Apparently the managerial search is hotting up this week. It's down to Parag Marat. It's down to Angus Kinnear, and apparently there's going to be Nick Hammond in the background taking part in interviews. But this needs to start moving now for me. You know, we're getting confirmations of managers across the board. Obviously, Enzo Maresca being confirmed as the Leicester City boss as well. The transfer window is now open. Leeds need to start moving, and we need to start moving with a degree of force and pragmatism. So yeah, that's what we're looking at this moment in time when it comes to Leeds United's managerial search. I think it's still going to be Daniel Farke. I think in the long term we're going to get Stuart Webber. Okay, more transfer news today. Looks like Brighton are weighing up a £25 million move for Tyler Adams. That would be a great move for me for Leeds United in terms of value. We'd almost be increasing and making profit on that if it was 25 million quid. Do I think Leeds can go out and maybe replace Tyler Adams? I do think there's a couple of enforcers in the Championship that can replicate some of his attributes. I'm not saying they're as good as Tyler Adams. They will never be as good as Tyler Adams because he's a Premier League player. But yeah, we're going to get into another name a little bit further on down the line who Leeds have been linked to. But yeah, Tyler Adams, 25 million to Brighton. Let us know what you think about that in the comment section below. Moving on to different source, different topics, and different rationale. Leeds United are apparently interested in I think it's Jason. I might have got that name wrong. I apologise if I don't know if it's Jaden or Jason Malumbi. I'm just going to call him Malumbi. But yeah, Malumbi is a bit of an enforcer in the middle for how do I not know his first name? It's very unlike me. Apologies, everyone. Malumbi is an enforcer in the West Bromwich Albion midfield. He's been at Millwall as well before. Highly regarded by West Brom fans this season in particular. I think it took him a while to get into it. Millwall fans, highly regarded there as well. A bit of a midfield general. You're cherry-picking some of the better players out of the better teams in this division. Very interesting link there when it comes to potentially Carlos Corberán. Would he come in? Is that someone who he's requested in Malumbi? Listen, I like Malumbi, obviously the Irish international. I know some Ireland fans are not keen on him and maybe a little bit like, I don't know, but some Irish fans are very, very impressed with him. I think this season in particular, if you're isolating this season, I think he's had a decent season for West Bromwich Albion. Heralded as a very decent player down there as well, a talented player. And I think this is the level that we're at now. We're not in the Premier League, phase where everything's going to be brilliant and we're going to be bringing in a certain type of player. It's Championship, and you've got to cherry pick some of the better Championship players, and I think Malumbi is that. So yeah, great to hear that sort of news, and I'm happy that Leeds are being linked with players who are industrious and players who are, some of the better players of teams in this division. So Charlie Cresswell, apparently Rangers have put a bid in for him today. That has been rejected by Leeds United, according to several sources. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the level of resilience Leeds are showing there. I think Charlie Cresswell could be an ever-present in this Leeds side next season or this season coming up, and I think it's a positive move by the Whites to be able to do that. So that's positive. That's good. That's decent news for Leeds. But I think overall, guys, my message today, we can speak about rumours, we can speak about this, that and the other, we can speak about Bournemouth, we can speak about Andone, but this is a huge week for Leeds United. We're going to be back here with the 60-second update tomorrow. We're going to be live tomorrow morning on the channel, and we're going to be discussing everything. You're not going to miss a beat here on Leeds United. I apologise. I've been absent for the past 4 days. I apologise that I've been gone. But things happen in life, and it's not been a long period, but I know it's been intermittent on this channel, and it's been just some shite that you go through, and it comes on you at points in your life where you just never expect it. So yeah, apologies again. The channel is going to be back. We're going to be full thronging the content out, and there's not going to be any of this crap of me putting stuff out and then not doing it again, and it's been annoying me, as I am a bit of a perfectionist. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you to the patrons. There's still droves of you joining. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, and guys, we're going to be back with content all the time. Keep strong, keep happy, keep healthy, and keep people in your life as well who are going to be there for the long term. Have a good one, guys.